You know, if I keep doing streams like this, people might find me strange, which is a strange thing. They should have already found me strange a long time ago. I don't know why this would be a new thing to anyone. But it's you know, it is what it is. I liked talking yesterday, and I'm not ready to start the stream because more out of like laziness today yet. But I do want to play something. I do want to do something tonight. I totally want to do all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna put on music first, and I brought the couch back out. Now, as you might be able to see on the couch. By the way, hello people that are showing up. Hi, what's going on, guys? As you can probably see, the couch looks like maybe it needs a little shampoo. Maybe I should get a different blanket other than the pink one. Maybe I should watch some stuff. I don't know. But you know what? I'm not gonna start this off with such controversial topics as couch washing. You know, when you get into detergents and softeners, tempers start flying. People get polarized. YouTube wants to step in, demonetize, shut all of it down. So I'm going to start off with something a lot more tame. Make sure that it's YouTube compliant. So today we're going to be talking about titties. Titties are... No, I'm going to start music and not say more things before I get myself in trouble. Background music, because why not? What I'm gonna do, soon I'm going to start up a game here, and it's gonna be something that you guys can play with me on, so it'll be cool. April Craig, Mel, Diamond Boy, Kentrell, Kermit, Asashi. God, I want to say Asashi every time. Just change your name to Asashi and make it easier on me. It doesn't matter what you were going for. It's just about me saying your name correctly. Asahi. Cool. Got it that time, I think. Nicholas, Patricia, Crystal Fire. Can crystals be on fire? I don't know. I need to consult my Pokemon games to see if one's called Crystal Fire. Yeah, and plus right now, what's even weirder is that the first thing that came up on my playlist is Caravan Palace Lone Digger, which, by the way, the music video is a bunch of animals, a bunch of cats going to an exotic show, but it's exotic animals, like humanoid animals, doing things that probably shouldn't be done, and then they fight to the death. They get drunk off of milk first, though. So so anyway, I don't know what I don't think tonight I'm gonna do Fortnite yet. Fortnite probably tomorrow. Fortnite I should get on, but it's a thing that I've got to like I could probably like get on that and like start like downloading it, make sure I have it and things like that. Be on top of it. Yeah, I hear the bloodbath goes. This is one of the weirdest music videos ever to be videoed in music. It's so weird. It's so weird. I'm okay with it. Brad, hey there. But I'm really out of it. I'm just tired. And I know I'm gonna I'm gonna do something probably that people will want to watch eventually. Though yesterday, you know, I chilled for a few yesterday, and like 20-some people came just to listen to me. 20, 30. I saw numbers start going up, and people were just listening to me random. randomly talk, and then I actually started playing the game, and everyone was just like, "Oh fuck, it's Sword Art Online, get the fuck away!" And they just ran. I was like, "Damn it, toxic." Sarah, hello there. I'm glad you've been with me since that many subs control. I guess I need to pay attention to subscribers more. I have like my own background goal. Mel, I'm so glad you came. That is personal information. It's weird that you would want to tell everyone. The God, by the way, hello. I didn't say hi to him. Adult class I had to go to. No, I understand those. No, I'm just, I need to find a good playlist of like jazz, just like background jazz, because this is like all my more poppy pop jazz stuff going on right now in the background, and I'm just out of it. But I am going to start a game soon. It is not going to be Sword Art Online. It is actually going to be something that people actually want me to play. It might be a game that April. I don't know. Is it Friday the 13th? Who knows? It could be. This random video podcast. I don't know. Sponsored by Pink Lemonade. What brand Pink Lemonade? That's a very good question. Pink Lemonade, official sponsor. Any brand, please sponsor me. PG-13 channel? No, not right now. I don't care. Oh, 18 people now. But I am going to be playing something, and I invite you guys to stick around and watch that. But for right now, Final Fantasy. Are you PS2? Which Asahi, which Final Fantasy? Because you say PS2, and so now I've got like questions for you. Tanya, hello there. Hi, what's going on? Yeah, it's just me on the couch. It's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. Don't think too much into it. You're not gonna wanna dissect that one. Gus, good night. It has been a while. Jeez, man. By the way, this song has got to go. No. Man, it's been. Where have you been, Gus? Did I like playing Attack on Titan? First, Final Fantasy, like, I want to actually know which one, like, you're referring to, because Final Fantasy, in general, is, like, one of my favorite franchises. It got me into gaming, because of the regular Nintendo, like, the first one. Did I like playing Attack on Titan? I'm always confused when people ask me questions like that. I am. Let me say why I'm confused when people ask me questions like that. Did you watch me play Attack on Titan? Did you watch it? Like, and did you see that there's a giant ass playlist? I think I was screaming like a giddy little girl playing it. Final Fantasy X. Oh, that's a weird one to get in. Oh, you've been watching Just Keeping Quiet. That's cool. That's fine. You can stalk. That's fine. Hi, Joanna, Christine. I have to say both of your names every single time I see you. Again, remember, not controversial topics like detergent. I just looked at my couch again and thought, man, this thing has to be. Hey, look, my knee is in the shot. Look at that. Oh my god, I'm showing skin. Yeah, guys, remember, no hints. Nightbot's still on it. No hints about life, like what I should do to cover my knee. Maybe not wear shorts. I don't know. Attack on Titan was fun. But a lot of people will think it's short. It is. It kind of is. I wished out of Attack on Titan there would have been more. There could have been more content. You know how much I talk about Fester's Quest as being a game changer in life, because of a certain somebody that I know raging out on Fester's Quest and ruining games for the rest of us, thinking that they were like a spawn of Satan because one person couldn't beat it. It got sent all the way back to the beginning, and it sounds like a personal problem. One day I should play Fester's Quest on here. Fester's Quest is complete bullshit. It is one of the hardest things ever. People will probably not enjoy seeing me hate life. Especially the balls. When you get cannonballs, you get cannonballs in the game to shoot at people, and then it puts you in a tiny little tunnel with a little curvy action, and you can't shoot the damn cannonball. Like, it just hits the wall over and over, and a green slime is just like, no, I'm gonna screw you. It's while you can't hit anything. And wow, I have to see myself every now and then, like, barely like behind of what I'm doing, and it's really weird to see it. Nope, this song is going away, and Danny Sexbane sexing my ears with Wish You Were Here is going on in the background. It's not impossible. KXA, hi there. It's not impossible, man. But games that got me into things, you know, it was that, like, I never remember a time in my life that, like, there was not a time that, like, games weren't like, I don't remember it being like a choice, being like, oh yeah, no, there was just all of a sudden there are games, and then I played them, and that's it. No, even though I did the majority of my time watching somebody else play the video games, because I didn't get first dibs. But Final Fantasy is a good one. The Attack on Titan, you know what it is everyone had such high standards for Attack on Titan that it was impossible for the game to live up to it, even though it is a really good game, because everyone wanted to play what had just taken in 2013 by storm, the anime that, like, a few people were on board with the manga, even though if you go read the manga and you go to the very beginning, you're like, man, his art style is come a far way. But the game, like, the epic feeling that the everything's so action oriented in season 1, which is why season 2 is actually a really good thing. They finally actually bring back not the goofiness of the Titans, but the idea that the creepiness that's actually in the manga, like the secretive, almost like, I don't know how to put it. It's why'd I start YouTube? There's a few reasons behind it. Have I played Persona 5 yet? No. Do I have the money to buy Persona 5? No. Do I have the time to sink into that game? No. No, I don't. The official start date on my YouTube channel, if you go under About Me, is September 23rd, 2015. Which is my brother's birthday. So I had an idea that I was going to, like, do this with Kevin and Nathan and eventually build something out of it and make it kind of cool. And Nathan was going to be the encyclopedia, and Kevin and I were going to, like, play games and debate things and do all this stuff, and call in Nathan as, like, the expert of like of breaking up debates, and I'm a ninja. Oh no, the mosquito got a whack. I'm not a ninja. And it was gonna be a lot of discussions. Man, I have to see myself like delayed, and I'm like, I look stupid. There's gotta be that, and then there's gotta be gameplay, and I wanted to be able to play more serious games and kind of break them down. And there was I mean, it was just a general plan of things, and it kind of really changed. So, but I started it to have the idea of having more time and reasons to force myself again to take breaks, because playing games had always been like my cooldown. And then when I started moving around the state and getting back closer toward family, I didn't plug in a game system for like a year and a half right before I started the channel. Like for a year and a half, unless it was the my PS Vita every blue moon, like there was no playing of games around. And I realized that like I was being stressed out and things like that, and I wasn't like, you know, like I didn't have my cooldown routine of like, and my cooldown routine used to be like going on Call of Duty Black Ops and just screwing around and not caring about my KD ratio. Like I wanted to force myself to relax again, have reasons to talk with Kevin and Nathan, and maybe build a side business of some sorts out of it. And it kind of snowballed, so into something different, because life, a few life things. Hey Joy, hey Defty, hey Meredith, Shelby. I never got into the Persona series. That was Nathan. Nathan played, I think, all the Personas and then traded them in promptly. It's not like he didn't like them, but like if you went into like storytelling and wanted to see what he like play the most, it was usually like, oh, a new Persona's out, cool, I'm gonna play it as fast as possible. Wait a second, did I see a new Tales game come out? Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I gotta finish it really fast and get rid of it. And then it'd be like, oh my god, is that Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3, Fallout 4? Is it a Fallout? Well, I gotta get rid of that. Is that a Mass Effect? I gotta get rid of that. Hey Nathan, can you go buy this so you can play with Kevin and I every now and then? It's called a Black Ops 2. I swear you will not die in it every 5 seconds. Okay. Gets the game, dies every 5 seconds, goes right back to Fallout 4. I'm glad you like the background music. There's a few reasons I started this stuff, but I'm trying to keep it going for a good reason. I'm trying to keep the channel going for good reasons, and it's just hard. I have goals of what I feel like I want to hit by December. If I haven't hit the goals, there's a chance that I just might disappear, because I'm getting really not disillusioned, but I'm why am I thinking End of Heartache by Killswitch Engage as soon as I say disillusion? This distance, this disillusion, I cling to memories, like, okay. But the channel would have to take a backseat to other goals of me wanting to be a person. I'm a different person. No, I mean, the channel will always, I mean, there will always be 800 plus videos up, yeah. There will be. I will be on YouTube. There might not be new content, and I might not be streaming. No, I've been trying to do vlogs. Control, do you understand how many YouTubers have not only quit YouTube or quit vlogging, but had their lives torn apart from trying to do vlogs all the time? It is balls. You can just like look up compilations of vlog quitters or something like that, and every person that you probably like that isn't a professional vlogger has the vlog video where they're like, I have to stop. This is, even PewDiePie a few years ago was just like, no. And Jack has got the same video, Mark has got the same, everyone's got the same video of just being like, I can't vlog my life. I can't do that. It's hard. Plus, you find out that you're a boring person. I'm afraid to vlog too much because I'm gonna be like, I'm a really, really boring person, and people are gonna like realize I'm a boring person. And I've got to actually like live with that. By the way, in the background, JonTron covering Firework is gonna be on because there's no way I would actually play Katy Perry, but I will totally play JonTron belting Firework. Yeah, I will in the background do that.
Thank you to you. No, really, all of you for helping donate over $25,000 to Teach for America.
Sorry, the song is distracting
to me. A bit late. Here's something I've been promising you for quite a while.
Because it's ridiculous. Hey, there's enough of you here that you can ask me things if you want to. I'm just sitting here rambling on the couch before I actually start up and actually play and do like things, because I'm ill prepared for life. Besides being a YouTuber, you're also a musician. Yeah, I'm a few things. Jack of all type person. I got a guitar right there. I've got a violin that's right behind this couch because it was just out being played not too long ago, just a day or two ago. Sorry, hearing JonTron sing Firework is, I might have to change it. Musician, photographer. Photographer is one of the things that people, yeah. Before this, yeah, for sure. That was actually what I was trying to build livelihood on. Things happened with that. I should play a little. Yeah, I know this song. I haven't played my violin for anyone other than Rowan in like years. There is actually like 3 exceptions to that, but no, my guitar I've played frequently on here on this channel, randomly when especially when Friday the 13th first came out, and the weights were like god awful long, and I was like, what do I do? And I got like scared in my own skin, just sitting here like being like, I just promised people a game and I will never play this game. And so I like just started grabbing guitar more often. Right now the guitar right there has a busted string on it that I need to, I can do a quick fix on it. It's a classical, so I mean I can just stretch the string again and make it work. I don't know, I've got excuses. I've got plenty of excuses. My guitar, the head of it is broken. My brother's guitar I need to have modified because I think his bigger hand pulling down on the strings warp things a bit too much. No, I'm not playing. I just don't play for other people anymore because I don't want it ruined for me. Joy, another U word for Friday the 13th, ubiquitous. That's a word that I would sit there, I would be like, the goddess fairy ubiquitous. Oh crap! How do you use ubiquitous? You know, like I'll just sit there and I'll try to do it backwards, and I'll screw it all up. Sorry, JonTron is almost finished in the background, screaming a firework. Hey there, Jens. Blink. What else do I have? The Red, Seether, Broken, featuring Amy Lee. What kind of playlist did I put together years ago? Man, I must have been being emo. I was being like the most of the emos, wasn't I? I was just totally being like, no, guys, I have to go wear all black and go in a corner real quick. It's gonna be really hard for me. Kentrell, trust me, you're not the first one for that one. For that reference. I like the Simon and Garfunkel one still better than... Okay, so... Disturbed. Disturbed did a good thing with Sound of Silence. I remember when it came out too. Disturbed did a good thing with it because most people actually don't know good music theory, especially in that genre of music. And the screamos and all that jazz, all of them pretty much, it's just kind of like, it's kind of like what Metallica did back for rock, for actually bringing back some of the technical side of musicality of like almost composing this this building orchestral piece that actually had what you would see more actually in classical music being brought into like the hard rock scene. And it rang a bell and spawned a lot of copycats. The copycats didn't know what the hell they were doing with the musicality of it, so they just wanted to copy the sound and they failed. Disturbed did a good thing with Simon & Garfunkel's song because he knows what the hell he's doing. He knows what he's doing with the music. So it wasn't something. His first idea was to pretty much do it in his normal style, but then he just straight up sang it as a very strong. And he actually understands how he understood how to build the piece up to make it into what it was. But I like Simon and Garfunkel. You can't beat that. And if you want to see like good places where you can like it feels like the Sound of Silence, like music to me, like the pinnacle of music is like, where can you use it in your life? You can use Disturbed Sound of Silence for being emo in your room, or for belting in the car. Those are the two places. You can use Simon and Garfunkel's Sound of Silence for any movie ever. It's got a timeless quality to it. There's a good bit of music that doesn't have a timeless quality to it that feels like over time it just degrades, and it gets lumped into a category, and the category itself sounds old. Like, for example, classical is lumped into a category that sounds old. Oh my god, do not ask me what the difference between goth and emo is. Oh my god. Emos are sad inside. Goths are sad because emos are sad. Does that make sense? Emo comes from emotional. They're emotional inside. Goths are nihilistic about the world because of sad people like emos. Oh my, but oh god, that is a hard topic. That is a, hey, can you describe the difference between something that'll start an argument and something else that'll start an argument? Cool, yeah, thanks. Let me go ahead and do that. Where's the barrel I can get in so people can shoot me? Yeah, that's just a hard that's a hard one to kind of describe. I'm only so smart. Don't take me as somebody that is like smart enough to actually get things like that right. Do I listen to hip hop at all? Yo, G, I be with it for shizzle. I chill. What up in my crib? Like, no, not as much. Not as much. Hey Meredith, what's scary is that that's not even the legs I walk on. Tupac, of course. God, I remember when he died and my cousin Amy was devastated. I was at my grandma's house. I remember being upstairs on her old Mac, on her like Apple II, trying to get the game Exile to work, which by the way, the makers of Exile contacted me for their I grew up in a game that I loved called Exile, and Exile 3 was my favorite. Avernum is what they turned it into. My brother and I both. The creators of the game, 24 years later, found my channel and asked me if I wanted to play it. They're gonna give it to me for free, and I'm sitting here going, "Holy shit!" Yeah, I know Ninja. I know Ninja Theory thinks I'm smartish, maybe sometimes. I guess things correctly. I listen to I want to play Fatal Frame. I need to I like music. I need to broaden my horizons more often. It's not that I don't like it, but like I don't like a lot of hip hop that's just straight up like, look at how good I am, look how bad you are. Let me completely make a diss track after diss track, and let me yeah, Tupac was like two of the first CDs I owned. It was Tupac's Greatest Hits and Stephen Curtis Chapman. You cannot buy two different CDs at the exact same time. Walk in, go look up who Stephen Curtis Chapman is, then think about Tupac. Put them side by side and imagine a young me walking into a store and buying the two at the exact same time. And if any cashier was just looking at it and going, "The fuck he just, is he serious? Come look at this. No, Greg, come here. Look what he's got. No, Kim, get over here. No, look what he's buying. No, don't tell him, don't embarrass him. He looks like he's an embarrassable boy." I was an embarrassable boy. Did I have a good childhood? I covered that actually yesterday in me rambling. I covered a lot about my childhood. Did I have a good childhood in the sense of where I grew up or some of the circumstances or anything? No. Would it have been hell if I didn't have the parents I had? Yes. But I had the parents I had in sometimes the shitty circumstances. And then as I got older, my mind was my greatest enemy. So as soon as like things like depression and stuff could kick in, my mind completely took over that whole that section and made everything that was bad out to be 10 times worse than it really was. And you know what, though? It gets better, though. I say that talk all the time. It gets better. You literally don't have a part of your brain needed to put the emotional cap on a lot of the shit you're thinking as a kid until women around 21 to 23 and guys around 22 to 25. It literally hasn't finished developing. So it's you know, it just is what it is. Favorite bands and artists. Some of the stuff you're hearing in the background right now, like you just heard one of my favorites, Pretender by Foo Fighters. I don't really have favorites anymore. Let me look on my phone real quick. Let me see what I've got just up on in my music as favorited, because if I'm carrying it around on my phone, then I might as well think it. But this is, I haven't updated my phone's music in like 4 years, 5 years, maybe not that long. But let's see. I've got Adele on here. Her version of Love Song is amazing. I love that. Aerosmith, of course. Dream On, like you can't have. Boyce Avenue's covers. I don't usually like covers as much. Hey, Kentrell, if you can't tell, the setup I'm in right now is not conducive for Battlegrounds. Boyce Avenue does covers correctly. So, they're usually on everything I've got. Bush. There we go. Gorillaz, yeah, Gorillaz in the background right now. Ed Sheeran, Ellie Goulding, Flyleaf, Foo Fighters, Franz Ferdinand, The Fray, Fuel, Garbage, Goo Goo Dolls, Hoobastank, Hootie and the Blowfish, Jackson Brown, Jamie N Commons. Most people know who Jamie N Commons is if they've watched The Walking Dead. The song Lead Me Home, that kind of has become iconic for the prison arc and whatnot. Yeah. What drove me to study psychology? That's a good question. I'll answer that in a second. What else do I got on here? Jamiroquai. That's a good one. Jeff Buckley. If you are younger and you don't know who the hell Jeff Buckley is, and then you go search Jeff Buckley and the only thing you listen to is his version of Hallelujah, and that's all you do, you have done yourself a damn shame. I believe his dad's name was Tim Buckley. His dad was a great musician, and Jeff kind of wanted to be in his own category, make his own name for himself. But his dad died, and he sang in his dad's funeral some of his dad's songs, and he kind of became known because of his dad and started gaining a career. But he died in 93 or 96 or something like that. Like a terrible accident where he just went swimming before a concert with jeans on, and a boat going by created an undertow that dragged him under and drowned him. But Jeff Buckley, good night. I don't think anybody has anyone that has been a popular singer, a good singer, has ever. You've never heard someone who has used their voice like an instrument like Jeff Buckley has. Just go watch Jeff Buckley or listen to him. His voice is not just the vocals of it's like some of the pieces. It's almost like his voice is like a violin, or it's like literally an instrument, as in you could write other vocals on top of his voice singing. And not just background like a chorus. It's so weird. And he's got this dynamic range that is humongous. But what else I got? Jimmy Eat World, Sweetness. Yeah. Kanye West is on here. Killswitch Engage, Linkin Park, Listener, Train Song, Maroon 5, Modest Mouse, Obadiah Parker, Offspring, One Republic, Pearl Jam, Philip Phillips, The Script, Semisonic, Stain, Stone Temple Pilots, Third Eye Blind, Thrice, Wild Oak, Three Doors Down, 30 Seconds to Mars, Alex Clare, Alien Ant Farm, Audio Slave. These are all just favorite songs, so they're favorite somewhere in there. Duncan Sheik, Evanescence, Eve 6, Filter. Man, what do I like? I don't know what to tell you. Jars of Clay. Lady Gaga. So Happy I Could Die I put on repeat sometime. AC/DC's down here somewhere. But I don't know if they're currently on my favorites playlist right now. What made me get into psychology? What drove me to psychology? People. And hip hop. If I like hip hop, what is the last song I was playing? I shit you not. I'm just gonna hit the button right there. Like, you can't see it, but how about this? Yep. Jay-Z and Linkin Park. I was playing them while I was going to get Rowan from school or something like that. I can't remember. Aerosmith, Don't Want to Miss a Thing. How can I say I'm a boring person after presenting us that list? Your friend just got out of surgery. How are they, Mel? How can I can say I'm a boring person still. Oh, I'm not even finished with the list. I'm almost at the bottom. Okay, so artists that are in my favorites right now that I'm listening to. Where did I stop? Almost finished. Okay. Maroon 5, Matchbox 20, Modest Mouse, Oasis, Obadiah Parker, One Republic, Phil Collins, Poe, Radiohead, Rob Thomas, Saliva, The Script, Sister Hazel, Smashing Pumpkins, Sneaker Pimp, Snow Patrol, Switchfoot, Vertical Horizon. There we go. That finishes off the list right there. Oh yeah, Dream On is actually the top of this whole list. No. Love Song by Adele is the top. Dream On is second. Dream On is always. I'm glad she did well, Mel. Dream On is always at the top of the list and everything. Favorite song? That depends on mood. Lately, I'll tell you a song that I've been playing over and over, and I can't help it. It's actually because of a friend got me stuck on it. And it's not my fault. But what got me into psychology? People. I felt like I always just watched people, and not creepy. Let's not do the creepy thing. It was more of a I was a spectator in life, just kind of taking it in, I guess. And in trying to, like, I don't know, in taking all of it in, I more and more realized that, like, people were the biggest driving factor I had in my life of, like, wanting to help. And it wasn't even people that I knew. It was many times it was very confusing as a kid. Asahi, weird that you mentioned that because I just put Cowboy Bebop back on. And yeah, you should have people. It was even as a kid, it was like I had this world open up to me of people's emotions and what they're feeling and what they're going, not necessarily going through, but it was empathy. It was a strong empathetic response that was hard to control and was very detrimental at first because I didn't know what to do with it or how to control it. And it hurt me a lot. It hurt more than it did any good for a long, long time. Because as much as I could ever try to help anybody else, I took them on as if every single issue of themselves were my own. And it tore me apart because every single time, because there's a certain point where you can't control it. You aren't the other person. So no matter how much you want to help or fix or do anything, it'll tear you apart, because what happens when they do the opposite of the thing that's okay or best, or it gets worse, or like when you become the observer to tragedy, and you take it on as if it's always your fault or your but what drove me to psychology was more of one, I thought college was a thing you had to do, and if you had to do it, I wanted to kind of learn more, I guess, about people. No, my brother dying drove this to be a charity channel. Just glance on by that one and keep going. No, I'm not gonna go down that road quite right now. Psychology came out of just a desire. Like, if I could go back in time, I would definitely cherry pick exactly what I wanted to learn, because I did not need college. what I needed was a place where I could get my hands on whatever knowledge I needed. And if I literally was right now becoming college age again with the knowledge I have now, I don't need it. Information is at fingertips. When I went to college, Ask Jeeves still existed. Not ask.com, Ask Jeeves with a butler. And it was a contender to Yahoo and Yellow Pages and Google. Google that had not become the #1 dog yet. The information is just there now. And if I could like give advice to anyone like going into college now or doing something, go get an associate's in business and go from there. Like you don't need a bachelor's right off the get-go, right out of the door. One of the best business decisions people now say is that if you lose your job or if something happens, you should actually try to start your own business, which I've been there, so I want to talk to those people. But you can always go specialize and get something like an associate's and then go back. And you can build off an associate's degree for a bachelor's. You can use the credits toward. It's not like the knowledge is lost. But oh, from Portugal, Patricia. Well, yeah. If you need to go to bed, go to bed. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by, Patricia. Like information now is so at fingertips that I didn't. If it were that way back then, I think both my brother and I would have probably gone a little bit differently in our paths, because there was just something in us that wanted knowledge, just wanted to be satiated. That was all it was, really. We didn't like having a question and then having an we wanted. KXA. KXA, let me ask you first. Give me a general age range you are before I answer that question, and I will know how to answer it specifically for you. I am not going down quite that rabbit hole, but I will speak to an age range on that one. KXA, how old are you? I'm going to guess, if you were to ask me, at 18, I hadn't even begun to live and I didn't even know it. I had no idea. I had barely begun to learn how to live. And even at 18, I was lucky. I had begun to learn how to live because of my parents. If I didn't have the freedom to be a person of my own accord that could make decisions that my parents trusted me to make, I wouldn't have even been at that point. 18 is... Would I change anything at 18? Hell yes. I would have wanted to change so much about my life. At 18, of course at 18 you want to change. You want to change a lot at 18. The thing is, you don't even know necessarily quite yet what the world has to offer at 18. But the biggest thing is that your earliest memories, if you could just try to recount them real quick, is probably involves something along the lines of, you remember something before you were in school. You've got some early memory that sticks with you that you tell people about. Everyone has their earliest memory that they try to, because the conversation, it comes up. Everyone's always wondering what like is the thing that kind of kicked off everyone's like logical or upper thinking, I guess. But after that, there is this line of school and indoctrination into society and parents having rules, you not having control necessarily over your own life in a sense. You're led like a cattle, not necessarily to the slaughter, but you are not in control. The weirdest thing is not necessarily even getting freedom. It's learning how to be free after it. So at 18, it's really easy to look at so many different things that really didn't matter and want to go back and change them. I wanted to go back and change the world at 18. And now that I'm older, I have much different things that I want to go back and change. Yes, I would go back and change things, but it's not the same things. At 18, so many petty things stopped me from being a person. So many petty things stopped me from believing that I had value or worth. And the opinions of others dictated my own opinion more often than they should have. And so if I had gone back and changed anything, I would have gone back and changed a lot of other people. And that's impossible. I would have, a lot of what I think I would have wanted to change would have been myself. But in actuality, I would have wanted to change the way people treated me. And that is not a good way to go about things. You have to be your own person and then decide where it is that you find people that support you. And I don't mean be your own person like go be a bank robber and do dumb shit and be whatever. So, okay, if I'm not going to completely delve down that rabbit hole because, yes, I have heavy depression and anxiety. So, of course, my mind is always racing in the background of what things could have been different. But, so at 18, yeah, it would have been trying to change too many things to change the opinions of other people around me to make myself feel better. While now, the things that I would have changed would have been things that I see tragedies that have occurred, that if I could only go back. And this gets to a lot of people use I hate this excuse, by the way. I hate when people say everything happens for a reason. It's not even from religious roots like most people claim it to be. They don't even know their own doctrine to be able to say everything happens for a reason. No, sometimes shitty things happen. Sometimes there's such thing as bad things happening and nothing good comes out of it, and nothing good ever will come out of it. It will just be a bad thing. But what you can take from the most horrible of acts is trying to make something worth reminding you what the good thing is, or what the better thing is to do, or how to not have that happen again. But that doesn't mean the atrocity happened for a reason. There are some things, the things I would want to go back most and change in my life are the things that there is no rhyme or reason. There's nothing behind it. There's no good lesson. There's no moral building. There's no thing that I needed to do to grow. There are things that have happened in life that are just crippling. Those are the things that I would want to go change. And would I be a different person for it? Probably. Does that change my desire to go back and change those things? And I don't know. That's a hard. The what if game though, KXA, I'm going to guess something right off the top of my head and I'm going to bet I'm right. Depression isn't something you're not also unfamiliar with, because only people that have had to go through bad bouts of either self-doubt, self-loathing, or depression of any sorts are the people that actually ask that question, like, honestly, and want to have an answer to it. And that's not a bad thing. It's just the truth. The what if game is the most crippling thing you can ever do in your life. Playing what if I could go back and change something. The idea that you could go back and change something will devastate your life because you will sit there and live in the past. And I'm playing Cowboy Bebop original soundtrack in the background, but in the last episode there is actually something that this reminds me of. So Spike Spiegel has a fake eye. I think it's episode 6 you find out he has a fake eye. And he never explains why it's fake. And a lot of lore that you'll read about the whole series has there's a lot of lore about what actually happened to his eye and why it was replaced, and whether he purposefully did it and it was his choice, or if he was injured. But there is actually a lot of evidence that he was injured, and that he chose to, instead of having an eye that could slow him down, replace it. And at the last episode, when he knows he's about to do something and confronting his past, the half of Cowboy Bebop is running away from the past, and the other half is it's hard to describe. He talks to Faye and says one of his eyes is a fake because he lost it in an accident. So he's always in one eye only seeing the past. One eye the present, one eye the past, only ever seeing patches of reality. And it was his way of trying to say that he had done so much wishing what if. Trying to live so much in the present that he forgot the past, and so many times delving into the past that he couldn't live in the present, that there was only snippets of time where he actually was a live human being. And the only reason he was confronting his past was so that he could have a present again. That whole talk is something is something that hit me hard when I watched Cowboy Bebop, which is playing in the background. But you'll go down circle after circle of I mean, I would be a hypocrite saying if I didn't wake up wishing I could change something and then go to sleep wishing that I had done something differently. But that does not stop me from trying my damnedest to and so that's just a hard subject. By the way, this sounds like Sting and the Police in the background, even though it's Steve Conti. Hold on. I have to take a quick pause or break. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Someone's calling. Somebody's knocking on my front door. Hold on. hate when people knock so late. I hope it was no one trying to return a dog. Bunny, Sheila, and Olive? Do I have all my dogs? Sheila, Bunny? Yeah, I got all my dogs. I'm alright. I hate that. That is not the first time during a live stream that somebody has just randomly come up to the door. Why do people do that? Anyway. I'm good. It wasn't I don't know what it was. I have no idea what it was. Somebody just knocked and stood there and then looked like they were writing down my license plate and drove off. There were people in the car, but I'm getting more and more worried because people have found me. But anyway, that's fine. All right, I'm back. No, don't worry. No murder here. No, my son's here. They would have to murder a lot because no, nothing to worry about with that. Like I went to the door without like immediately being like, I could probably murder a few people before they try to get to my son. Yeah, I could do that. Cool. Yeah, murder on my side. No, my son's in my house asleep. No, I'm not gonna deal with that bull. And if I thought it was that big of a deal, I would have immediately called the police. To move the mood. Yeah. KXA, by the way, if that's the type of topic thing or something that you ever have questions about, that's like a Discord thing. Find me on Discord. Because it's hard to talk a lot of things like that on here. No, I don't have tattoos. I have kind of wanted a tattoo. But I don't have tattoos. There's one or two tattoos that I've wanted, but I don't know. The design in my head has changed so many times, and they're so permanent. Glad you could stop by, KXA. Are you on Discord, KXA, by the way? I don't know. Plus, probably, like, right before I get a tattoo, I would be like, wherever I'm getting the tattoo, I would be like, man, I've got to, like, now I've got to stay in shape there completely all the time. I can never... I've got to always be like in that one place so I can show people. I've got to be in shape. Yeah, April, that's one of the ones that I want, but money is one issue of that. Isn't it always? I don't know. And I don't even know what necessarily I'd get for Nathan, because I know how everyone referred to him and how a lot of other people thought of him. Hey, my Dune. Yeah, just in the one place. Like, I have, like, one buff fucking arm. Like, one arm that is ridiculously in shape. Just not my... I'm right. I'm mostly right-handed. I mostly write with my right, and most people see me use my right. So it can't be my right arm. Other people, wise people are gonna assume like a ridiculously buff left arm. And have a lot of tattoos on it. And then the rest of me is just like. But if I get one for Nathan, you know, I don't know what to get necessarily for him. Because yeah, Claude Assassin, that world is never gonna exist. I don't know. I've had ideas, of course. The Superman symbol has been like, of course, but I don't know. I'm not gonna do a face of him, of course. I don't know. That's the whole problem, because from then on out, I've got something more than a tattoo right now. Because right now I don't look at my own hair as my own. Every time I look in the mirror already, I don't even see myself. I wake up every single morning and I shave around chin hair that, although that's all you guys have ever seen, I used to cut it off periodically until Rowan pretty much put the halt on that one. And so I have forever chin hair until Rowan gets old enough to accept that maybe I can have permission, I guess, or something. And then I have a mohawk that doesn't belong to me because I got it so that I shaved my head to a mohawk because there were so many days that I was living my life trying to make ends meet and trying to do so many things that I forgot or just didn't think about the fact that my brother was just in a basement withering away. And I, in the haste of him passing away, I immediately wanted something that would never let me forget again, and I shaved my head into the mohawk. So whenever I look in the mirror, I see my son and I see my brother, but I don't see me as much anymore. So I don't even know, like, a tattoo like what I would even get. I already have enough things on me that are like, I don't even think about it as being me anymore. So I don't know. I'm gonna play a game here soon, very soon, and I've actually picked up the controller a few times here. One day I'm gonna get rid of the mohawk, most likely. I just don't know how to. You know, like, I might grow it back out even. I just don't know how to get rid of it. Like, there's a guilt that goes behind it. And oh my god, if Rowan could guilt me anymore about my chin hair, I swear to god. That child, he one time said that I could cut off my chin. He was like, Daddy, you can do it. He told me that I could chop off the chin, and then I went to go do it, and I got scissors. And when I got the scissors out, I went to go cut it, and he like turned into like an emotional ball, and like for 2 days, he was just like, I hate you. I was like, you told me I could do it, and he's like, it's a 2.5-year-old saying that you could cut your chin hair. And I'm sitting here now, like, feeling like I'm the worst parent ever created because because he said I could. You know, I used to be able to touch my chin. I wonder if it's really white under there, because like I've had periods of not going out. Like, okay, so like where my watch goes and everything like that, it gets taken off enough. but it's whiter. I don't know. There's places like where rings are worn and it's hard to see where it's whiter. I wonder if like my chin, like if I cut it off right now, it would just be like, I've got this tan white. So I'm almost like scared of it under there. Yeah, albino chin. I wonder if I have an albino chin. Is always the worry. I know that's, you know, everyone's at the top of their list for things. An albino chin and all that jazz. But the reality of an albino chin is a scary thing indeed. Because I'm gonna have to walk around with that and then like put marker on it and shit, and people are gonna be like, what are you doing that for? Kind of like when you burn off eyebrows and then you gotta like do something about it. Cause my eyebrows haven't gone off that many times in my life, but man, I remember one time in middle school, part of my eyebrow went off, and trying to cover that up, no, that's just shame. Albino all year long. You know what? People can't complain about being white unless... No. I'm just a white guy burnt enough that people assume I stole a bike. That's all I am. Like, that's... No. White people can go out and get a tan. Unless I can go under the moon and get a pale. It's not fair. I'm a connoisseur of the lighter skin. I like it. I'm a fan. I can't ever have it myself. I can never have it myself. But I'm going to start setting up a game here. My son doesn't have a part of his eyebrow anymore. My son doesn't have a part of his eyebrow because he just cut his eye open with a stocking thing. He was more concerned about breaking the cast iron stocking holder than he was about the fact that he had just cut his face open and was bleeding everywhere. And now he's got like that perfect like gap thing in there where people thought they were being fashionable and they cut it in there themselves. And he just has it now. And also he's got perfect curly hair, and he's got these other, and he's got. I've got to wreck him mentally so that he doesn't impregnate every woman he comes into contact with. I have made the joke before, and it is a literal anxiety attack, me thinking about this. Sometimes I'm like, I hope my son is gay. And it is not anything other than, like, he wouldn't be able to impregnate the world. I wouldn't have to sit there and be like, please, for the love of God, tell me that he did not just, like, create at 10 years old an orgy and I have, like, 15 grandkids. Like, Rowan is... at least I could keep him in check that way. I don't know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wreck him mentally. And just because he's funny. Like, okay, yeah, tell him to use protect him from the world. Like, I can't tell him to, like, it would have to be like opposite world where, like, I'm just gonna, every girl he comes into contact with, I'm actually gonna have to put them in latex and just be like, yeah, and then double. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm just scared. Okay, it's a long way off, and I'm still scared. He's just. So I needed a screen protector for a phone today, and I was looking around, and he was looking. I was looking in the drawer where I knew the extra one was, and I went and looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, there's the box." I grabbed the box, and I realized that the sticky stuff had been peeled off, and that it was useless. It was not going to stick. And I looked at it, and I was like, "Did you did you mess with this screen protector? And he said, no, not today. And he just stared at me. And I was like staring back at him. I was like, what do you mean not today? He's like, I mean, I shit you not. This is a not even 5-year-old that just looks up at me and is going, I mean, not today. Maybe another day. A long time ago. A while ago. Not much. A little bit. Yeah, I did. Like, I'm like, he's just giving it to me in bits. Like, he's trying to downplay it completely. And I'm sitting here going, oh my God, don't be hilarious. You're in trouble. You just touched more stuff you're not supposed to. And he's trying to be funny. He said something else that was, his answer to it was, oh yeah, I was like, did you really just talk back to me? You did not really just, this is the 3rd time today. What do you think you want to lose today? What do you want to choose to lose today, Rowan? And like, I was about to like interject. Like, I was gonna like tell him like I'm gonna take something away. And he like gets a straight face on it, just like does an about face and turns around and like goes and finds like a toy car that he likes a little bit, but he hasn't played with it in a few days. He goes and grabs it and he just gives it to me. And then he continues on with his life. And I was like, no, stop. Shit, he's got me. Like, what I took from him was like this, like the circle cheese things that are, you can give kids, but he had an answer ready for me. I was like, damn it, I did not count on smart child. He's just gonna go give me a toy. Like, no, I feel like a shitty parent, just like every other parent feels like a shitty parent periodically. I know I asked him. I didn't mean for him to actually have an answer. You don't expect him to always have an answer. Sometimes you're sitting there with your like righteous indignation being like, I am now proclaiming you've done something wrong and you should be speechless. And he goes, fuck you. Let me just go ahead and, yeah, you can have this truck. Cool. And I'm gonna go on with my life. And I'm like, damn it. He just went on with it. If that's how it's gonna grow up for forever, I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. I have to choose between this stream and reading Macbeth. Do you want me to read Macbeth to you? I'll just read Macbeth. Let me go over here. Hey Siri, find me Macbeth. No. Not what I was expecting. Read Macbeth online. Okay, let's look. Let's look. And Macbeth entire play. Oh yeah, we can do this. Scene 1. Wait. Act 1. Scene 1. A desert place. Thunder and lightning. Enter 3 witches. When shall we 3 meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When there's her blaze done, and the battle's lost and won, that will be ere the set of sun. Where's the place? Upon the heath, where we meet with Macbeth. I wanted to always say Macbeth, because there's Heath, place Heath, and then I'm like, Macbeth? No, Macbeth. Anyway, I don't know who that was.
Okay, I found this on the web frame.
No, Siri. Tell me a joke. No, be funnier than I am.
I'm not sure I understand.
No, I need you to be funny. I'm kind of bombing here, and I tried to read Macbeth, and first I asked you for this, like, to actually be able to read it, and you gave me a song, and then I started reading it out loud, and then I just said Macbeth, and I don't think it really connected with anyone. So Siri, if you could just like be really funny for a second and tell a joke, that'd be really nice. It would really save this stream, I think. So that's cool.
Who, me?
Who the fuck do you think I'm talking to? Who else is in this room? There's no one else, Siri! There's no one else!
Now.
Are you giving me sass?
I don't have the answer to that. Is there something else I can help you with?
You are trolling me, aren't you?
If you say so.
Yeah, I kinda say so.
That's what I figured.
Bitch.
Big Papa Panda, your language.
Siri just called me out for language, so, Big Papa Panda, yeah. Yeah, that's what my, yeah, oh yeah. Hey Siri. What's my name?
You're Steven. But since we're friends, I get to call you Big Papa Panda.
Yeah, I'm Big Papa Panda. So what am I gonna do? I'm starting to set up the stream right now for. Yeah, I'm gonna do Friday the 13th. I don't know if I'm gonna do a group. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna randomly play and probably keep talking like an idiot. And I might even just play alone and be trying to survive with randos while I continue just talking to you guys. But let me put up something else in the background while I'm doing this. Oh, let me find another song real quick. Well, I gotta get something off of. I gotta get something off of Dropbox, I think. So I gotta get my keyboard over here. I need a stand-up desk. This would fix everything. Instead of being lazy, I'd be standing and pacing. You guys don't know this. But I actually, when I talk most of the time, I pace, I stand and I walk around. I really want a standing desk because I really want to get a lavalier mic and be mic'd up 2 times over so that I can actually walk away from my microphone and keep talking when I'm thinking hard about thinking. If I were able to walk around, I guarantee. I feel like right now I'm like L from Death Note, where I'm talking about like my posture and sitting and stuff like that is making for thinking the betters and stuffs. Like I'm just who talks with their hands. Asahi, I don't know who talks with their hands. Who's been waving their hand the whole damn time? Like I bet I would think better if I like could just like walk around while I did all that kind of stuff. And thought even like right now maybe my answers would be better. I don't know. I'm still scrolling through this while I have to get into my Dropbox. Did I sign into my gasp? I actually already signed into my Dropbox on this on the Windows side. Files. I'll put something up real quick. What are all these other things? What is this? Why do I like these things? Why do I have so many liked videos that I'm like, what the hell even is this? What is this? Oh, DIY arc lighter glove. Oh yeah, I know why I like that. Oh, Game Grumps animated. Yeah, I know why I like that. Okay, those are two things I know why I like. That's fine. That's cool. Oh, making a knife, gun, pistol, sword. Ooh, yeah. I kind of like blacksmithing and steampunk and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, Sephiroth's Masamune. Yeah. There's a reason I like that, isn't there? Man at Arms is kind of cool. Never mind. Maybe I did like that. Oh, Dan Avedon talking about Capes coaching. Okay. Well, maybe I'm just looking for something really specific, and that's why I'm not liking what I'm liking right now. Well, I mean, Lee and Lai! I can do something from hers! Oh! My, whoo! My, Sharona! Death Note, you can always say something got predictable at the end, but it came to a solid conclusion, and Light Yagami is the absolute perfect picture of, like, the protagonist-antagonist dichotomy in one character, where literally you are rooting for the bad guy who seems like the good guy, but is the bad guy. And you're okay with him being the bad guy. You want him to be the bad guy, but he's a really bad guy. He, like, killed so many people. He's, like, the most... It came to a good conclusion. My favorite animes, my favorite shows, my favorite everything, it seems, are things that are not stretched out. So I like it when there is a, not necessarily a solid ending, but when there is an ending to be spoken of, where it's obvious that they thought it through. They knew exactly what they were doing. They had an idea. They went into to storyboarding it. They started storyboarding, and instead of going, hey, we're making massive money and success, Sword Art Online, instead of storyboarding it and then milking it, I like it in like Cowboy Bebop, where, like, there were 2 seasons, and it was musically themed. Under that musicality of that theme, there was separate stories told within a bigger story, kind of like Black Mirror, and why everyone's liking that now. It's kind of like our newer Twilight Zone. And there was a definite, but story arc going through it. And when the story was finished, it was fucking over. It was done. It was done. And that's a good thing. Now, the hype, because of that, it's being shorter, the hype couldn't live forever. Like, things like hype for Gundam will live forever because of how long it is. Hype for what used to be the big 3, because of their length and how many, and how, when you got into the series and going back and being able to go through it. But, okay, how about Lee and Lai in background while I'm figuring this out? No, you can be louder, Lee and Lai. It's okay. I'll get a copyright strike because of you. You're awesome. Amelie is amazing. I love her voice. If I could steal a female voice, I would steal her voice for sure. Let me. But I am going to play a game here very soon, so I'll be ready. Watch. Stop it. Stop it. Watch. When he brings me coffee, his smile. Where is my YouTube shit? YouTube thumbnails. So they are. Where's the one I made for tonight? I didn't really make one for tonight. I just put one up that I could get. I'm not gonna lie. Well, Claude Assassin, here's the thing. If you don't like it when it ended, but you liked the story, it meant something to you. That is actually one of the cool things. When you have something that tugs at you, and it hurts for it to end. So for me, when I was younger, it was Animorphs. Reading that, my brother and I both. And Applegate ended that very well by she had it end in a way that kind of was Tolkien-esque, which the end wasn't truly the end. Like Frodo sailing off and finding out he's going to where pretty much humans come from. Like it was the next adventure, is the next step, and that was the end to it. But when things get when something ends and like it hits you or it means something or it hurts and you want it to continue because you don't want it to be over, it means really good story writing. No, I have YouTube and Twitch. I have both. I just haven't been streaming using Restream lately. But I have both. Hey, Neem, what's going on? Let me go find... My leg is just propped up for no reason right here. Hey, so yeah, I don't know if how much I'm going to be... It's going to be... I could make exceptions, maybe. I don't know. How much copyrighted content did I get slammed with yesterday? Oh my god, only one of the songs I played in the background. It was Blue. Oh, yeah, I can understand that. Everyone want to be popular? Popular? Studio Ghibli. Yeah. Wow, by the way, Studio Ghibli. Yeah, for The Last of Us, though, for me, for The Last of Us ending, the way it was such a emotional roller coaster. No, I play more than scary games. I'm talking about The Last of Us right now, but story-based is what I like. The Last of Us put me on like this path and track that is one of the few games that I have been able to it's my favorite game, favorite storyline of all time now. I have been able to refrain from ever touching it again. I think it's because like it's almost like it took a list of things that would hit me emotionally and subjects that I would find dear, and it did justice to all of them. And then at the very end, the characters that it presented, it did justice to every time they picked one up or dropped one off. Between Two Souls is coming up. Don't worry. A lot of people have asked me if I'm playing Between Two Souls. I'm gonna play it. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. I don't know. I think the reason why, though, that The Last of Us, when it ended and I could, like, let it go a little bit more, is because of how angry it made me at the very end. Like, I cannot explain how legitimate my anger was at the very end. So if you watch me play The Last of Us, I got angry at the very last scene with the hospital setting and somebody not conscious, if I don't want to do spoilers. And I took, so back in the dizzle for shizzle, I used to have to take an obligatory 30-minute break. Otherwise, my audio would stop syncing with everything, and it would be a pain to fix. So I just took 30-minute breaks. And so when I would take the 30-minute break right then, what I didn't expect anything of it. Like, I was at the very end. It's the very end of the game. And I was sitting there thinking about the circumstances, and I'm somebody that likes to argue both sides. Like, I feel like the best argument you could ever have comes from somebody who can argue your point better than you can. If somebody can take what you believe in or what you are trying to posit into the fray, if they can take your opinion, your beliefs, your ethics, your values, your morals, if they can get such a great understanding of it that they can re-explain it back to you in a way that feels genuine to you, and then go, but by the way, this is why you're wrong, and then explain on top of that, the best arguments always come from that. So I always argue both sides. Oh, Cuphead is fucking hard. So so hard. So I was playing The Last of Us, thinking about the Fireflies, thinking about Marlene's side, thinking about Joel and Ellie, and kind of like the culmination of what was happening. I took a break at the exact right time. Claude Assassin, screw you, it's difficult. It's overly difficult. I'm as I'm talking about arguing both sides, I'm like, screw you, but I have a microphone, so you can't say anything about that. In taking the break, where I took the break, I all of a sudden had this part in me that stopped arguing both sides and started thinking like a parent. And I think it was only I think it's only because of that I got the resolution I got out of it. Where I felt like it had a good ending, that I didn't feel like I had to go back and dwell over it for like, not dwell, I think about it all the time, but it's because I got angry. I stopped thinking about both sides, about what they were going for, and I started thinking about, like, okay, never mind, I'm a parent. What if I thought about having a child, and then this is a situation that they're thrown into, and then I just went, whoa, like all of it changed. My perspective on all of it changed, and I came back to it like fired up. Like, I wasn't just like ready to see what happened at the end. I was ready to see something happen monumental. I was ready for the conclusion. So it was definitely, oh my god, the Last of Us, the way it was written, I really, really like it. It made me so, and okay, so cover your ears while I have my finger up right now if you don't want to hear stuff about The Last of Us. This will be your signal. I'm still talking about The Last of Us and its ending. If you don't want to hear it, stop listening, hit the mute until my finger is down, and then when it's down, I'm not talking about it anymore. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. At the very end, it is really a showdown of ethics and morals, of what you would go through to save your own particular version of what reality and the world means to you. And the Fireflies had built up this society about getting society back to normal, but it was doing it in very underhanded ways, and it was doing what it had to do to survive. And it became a game of survival even to the people who were claiming to be the saviors of the world. While on the other hand, you got the other side of it, of a man who had to lose everything to start it off with. You open up the game with your daughter dying in your arms through a tragedy that shouldn't have happened. And he is jaded to the whole world, and he regains his self of humanity and what it means to actually live instead of just going through the motions. And so I started arguing this one side that was like the ends justify the means for the Fireflies of trying to find a cure, while it's this other journey of a man refinding pretty much his soul, his morals, his self after the worst tragedy he could suffer. And a girl caught in the middle of it who is a part of both worlds. She is the answer to both worlds. And I was so wrapped up around trying to figure it all out and be like, who's right, who's wrong, who's this, that, and the other, that when I realized as I walked away that the one person that is actually a part of both worlds, Ellie, didn't get a choice. And the one person that is supposed to be protecting her, Joel, also did not get a choice. I was fucking pissed. I was beyond pissed because all of a sudden I put it in my shoes. And you know what? If my son one day, I said this before in the video, if my son one day, if something happens and he wants to sacrifice himself for the greater good, that is not something I can stop him from. That is not something I can stop him from. However, that is his choice not to be taken away from him because his life is his own. And no one has the right to take away a life like that. Not even for some greater good. The ends did not justify the means, and the means meant taking away a life that couldn't be replaced. There's no such thing as replacing a life. No matter the lives you save, you can't replace the ones you lost along the way. And she might have given the choice, and Joel might have been okay with the choice, but no one was actually given the choice. Joel was escorted out under threat of death, and Ellie was told she was the sacrificial lamb. And I went, if that is my son, and they just tell me, my son is now a sacrificial lamb, sucks to be you, you're gonna need to leave or I'm gonna kill you, I'm already dead inside. You might as well kill me while I'm on my rampage going to get my son back. You're going to have to kill me. Because, at the very least, he deserves the chance to tell me and let me know and let the world know that is what he wanted to do with his life. Not have somebody tell him that his life is worth so little because of a quality he possessed that he had no choice of possessing. It infuriated me because I immediately landed in the shoes of Joel, who and realized their chance of actually getting a cure and spreading it and getting the vaccine out to everyone to a fungus that, and even though she's a unique case, their chances of doing it were slim to none. It's there. Yes, exactly. The right and wrongs were not clear in the game. And whether the ends justified the means was a hard question. But I realized there was no such thing as justifying the sacrificial lamb part. There wasn't. It just wasn't. It was her choice the whole time to venture forth and try to help. And then in helping, they just stole it. And they didn't even just steal it from her. They stole it from the person who thought he was protecting her. And he realized he just condemned her. And I think I explained in that video, my whole perspective on the game would have changed if Ellie had simply woken up. If Ellie had simply woken up and given her consent, my whole perspective would have changed. But it didn't happen. No, their ends didn't justify the means. So anyway, that game made me mad because now the finger can come down permanently. Because the game made me so mad, and I was waiting for that climactic moment. I was waiting for it. Because I was waiting for that moment to happen. I had closure in it. So, okay. So, how many people are still with me? 30 people listening to me rant and rave and whatnot. All right, 30 people. If you want to continue seeing me rant and rave, but you want to see me do it on the background of a game being played, which is going to be Friday the 13th now, wait 5 or 10 minutes so that this stream can shut down. YouTube can consider this closed off, and I can actually change the title and the game and everything, and I can do that. I don't think I'm going to do a big party. I don't think I'm going to play with a lot of people. I think I'm just going to keep ranting and even keep off my microphone I might talk to I might talk to my fellow teammates a bit, but I hope everyone and I don't know, Neem, maybe you can join, be an asshole and figure out a way to get me killed. I don't know. We'll see. Everyone wait 5 to 10. I'll be right back. And I'll rant over video games instead of just this here. By the way, this stream has almost been going for 2 hours and it's just me talking on the couch. So, hope you guys didn't. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.